Good evening.
Good evening.
How's it going?
How you doing, mate?
Pretty good.
All right.
Just got rid of the daughter, son-in-law, and grandbaby.
Yeah.
They were over all evening having dinner and stuff, and yeah, now ready to talk some hockey.
So you threw them out in a thunderstorm.
Yeah, we got a pretty big storm going right now with hail and thunder. Yeah. First storm of the year for the the rain type storms. Almost feels like spring.
Well, this is it. At least that's kind of spring-like. Here in Alberta, we had snow today. Not a lot, but it's sort of steadily snowed all day, maybe an inch or so. But because it's not too cold, but like it's nearly April, for God's sake.
Yeah, it kind of amazes me how every year everybody forgets that. Oh yeah, spring doesn't really start until May here. But
That's right.
And it feels like a false start this year. We'll see if it sticks around for a little bit.
Our neighbours put their hot tub on in February, the middle of February, because there was a little warm spell where it got up to 10 centigrade, whatever. And I thought, what are you doing? It's going to freeze again. I sit down,
what is the point?
Back down. That's right. So I had to switch it off again. You people, these are people who've lived in Alberta all their lives. I've only been here for 3 years in Alberta.
Right.
So I know it's bad here. But anyway, I'm sure it'll get better soon, but it's fun. It's fun living in the frozen north. Battle of Alberta today. Edmonton, Calgary is on.
Yeah, it is.
It's 1-0 for the Flames.
Currently 1-0 at the end of the first, or at the end? Yeah, the end of the first.
They're just a minute into the second. Go Flames! Go Flames!
Oh, they just started up the second.
Yeah, go Flames! I think Dreisaitl's back for the Oilers, but
I believe so.
Still no McJesus. So.
Oh no, too bad.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't mind seeing Edmonton slipping in confidence there. Nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
So you were telling me there was some more shitty refereeing in the Avs game today. Tell me
some
more.
of the worst I've seen lately. So the Avs played St. Louis. It's 1-1 going into the third, and they just they've not blown a whistle all game except for one where the puck went over the glass, so you kind of have to call a penalty there, right? So that was against us. So that had happened earlier in the game. But we get to the third, tie game, 2 playoff-bound teams, or St. Louis is still fighting for it. We're definitely there. But they call 3 straight penalties against the Avs at the beginning of the third period. One for a ticky-tacky, shouldn't ever be called. The second one, the guy, it looked like McKinnon trips him, but McKinnon's stick never touches him. He trips on his own stick because he shoved his own stick in between his skates.
Yes.
So we get, and it's not really that they called the 3 penalties, it's that they called 2 on Nathan McKinnon. That it's like, you just removed the Hart Trophy winner for 4 minutes of gameplay in a tie game. They ended up scoring right after the last power play, right after it expired. But then the part that really pissed everybody off was, I'll set it up while I'm pulling up the video of it, because
you got the video, right?
Yeah, there's a video of the hit that happens that absolutely should have been a call, especially after you've called 3 penalties against the Avs. Normally, you know, the refs are trying to kind of even it up if there's something. Yeah. And I can't find my soundboard
I
thing.
mean, it sounds like they were bad and it was to the detriment of the Avs, but a lot of the games I've seen recently, they've been shitty, just shitty in general. There's been some dreadful refereeing this year, like really bad stuff. Like,
there's another one that I'll show you from a game earlier today too, later, that the ref literally just blocks a zone entry with his body. It's like, are you guys insane? This is not how you ref. Yeah. So this is in the third period after the 3 power plays have been called.
Okay.
And this guy just came off his suspension.
It's tied at 1 each at this point. It's tied at 1 each.
I think at this point it's 2-1 them.
But it's still 2. Okay, it's 2-1.
Smoked ahead like that, Johnny. It's got to be 2 minutes. It's got to be 2 minutes. Zach Bolduc just coming off of a suspension as well, and
McKinnon is hot.
Nothing with penalties in the third period. At that point,
but just coming up the ice, dude just full on elbows across the jaw into the boards and blasts him.
And nothing
if you're using the fist and the elbow to the jaw, that's supposed to be what they're trying to get out of hockey. And that's a no call on a guy who just came off a suspension after you've called 3 straight penalties against the Avs. None of that adds up to making any sense. And it's not just homer talk. It's literally, that's a hit that is always a penalty.
When you get to that point, you do start to wonder, who are these referees? What's in it for them? Why are they so biased one way in a particular game? It just makes your mind start going, you know. You think,
yeah. And this is an Avs home game too, so you're not even getting the homer calls.
Either they're grossly incompetent or they're biased. It can only be one or the other. You know, it could be both, of course.
Yeah.
But that looked bad, and that could have, like, at that point where his head was a little lower, he could have hit his neck on the edge of the boards there. On the edge of the
or you basically are getting curb stomped onto the board, onto the half wall. But we weren't real happy with the way that went. McKinnon, you could see, was furious. Bednar after the game said, if you do it with the shoulder, you can blow up my guys all day. You can blow them into next week. I don't care. But the second the elbow and the fist get involved, that's supposed to be a penalty every time. And then he just got up and walked out of the out of the press conference. So Bednar doesn't get hot often. He was pretty hot under the collar about this.
Now, wasn't that something like 8 wins in a row for the Blues? 9 wins in a row. So maybe
it's essentially like the 2 hottest teams in hockey going against each other as far as record for the last 10, 15 games.
Well, it's like the year the Blues came back from bottom of the league and won the Stanley Cup. The NHL loved that narrative. They loved it. For some reason, they like the Blues. I don't know what it is, but they do like them. Yeah, it was very bullshit. I mean, I've been watching a lot of games this week, and I've seen, the Stars played the Oilers, seven power plays against us. I'd say 3 of them were legit. The others were just garbage.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you can't even breathe on somebody, and that's penalty, you know?
Yeah, especially the goaltender interference crap.
Yeah.
We'll take a look at the goaltender interference from earlier in the week that has kind of everybody up in arms. We'll show it a little bit later because that one was insane.
Yeah. To be fair, against Calgary, we had a goaltender interference. A goal against us was called off, and I, at the time, was saying to my wife, that's a goal. That is so borderline. Like, I don't know why we even challenged it. We challenged it and they called it off, and I said, that's not right. I know it benefits us, but that is not right. It was so marginal as to be meh, you know, like,
right.
Really? Like, where was the real interference there? I didn't see it. There was like edge of the crease. They're both on their sides of the edge of the crease. Slight touch, and it was called off. So even though it benefited us, I thought, that's just weird. I mean, there was another goal called off in that game, which I thought was legit called off because it was kicked in. But this one, I thought, there's no way they're going to call that off, and they did.
It's making me long for the dead puck era.
But it was just so weird. But yeah, the standard has not been good. this year, but there's a dangerous play, which is what they should be looking for. Nothing to see here.
Just no call with the ref standing right there watching it.
Yeah.
So
before we get further into that, actually, we should do our.
Yeah.
What are we drinking? So I've got the Baker's.
Doing a fresh crack.
Fresh crack is, yes. What you're doing at the strip club? It wouldn't be that fresh then. Baker. I've got the Baker's tonight.
Baker's?
I'm trying to work my way through this bottle. So
I just cracked open because they do metal caps now on these. Weller Special Reserve screw top.
Nice. But don't you think a screw top is just so cheap and nasty?
I do, but at the same time, I've had too many bottles ruined by me forgetting to set them on their side every now and then to wet the cork so that the cork doesn't just fall apart. And yeah, you can ruin bottles of bourbon. Like the ones that sit behind me for a long time, they have to be kind of tipped over every now and then just to get the cork wet. But I so rarely think about doing it. But I mean, I don't mind a screw top on something like this. It's a $25 bottle.
I didn't think you left any bottles undrunk that long.
There's a few back there that stay undrunk for a while, and there's a few that, and I'll go through a Buffalo Trace a week. So,
well, anyway, cheers, and cheers to everyone in the chats. In the chat, we see lots of people.
Got my coffee too. So,
a lot of regulars.
Cheers,
Good to
everybody.
see you all, and some new people, I hope.
Yeah.
The end is
some people that aren't new to us, but may be new to the show, because I don't know that I've seen Scribelight come in for this show specifically before.
Oh, Scribe here. Good to see him. Yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
He came in at the beginning.
Cool.
So, and then I've been highlighting. So,
seen a few.
I think we've highlighted at least one thing from everybody so far.
Yeah. Well, good to see you all. But yeah, things are ramping up with a few more eliminations, and but I mean, still a lot to play for. It's bizarre that the 8th ranked team in the East, the Buffalo Sabres, was even still talking about making the playoffs.
Right.
Until today. Like, they're not eliminated, but they were still like, we can still do this. And that's the 8th.
Not with that team.
Not with that team. It seems to be a bit of a slog for some of those teams to be eliminated at the moment. It's different in the Central, of course, because there's so many teams on fire that
the West, we do have a few teams still fighting in the West for that last spot, including the Blues, who may now be holding that last spot. I'm not sure.
Well, let's take a look. Take a wee look, actually. I know there's still a couple of games ongoing, but where's that damn screen? There it is. So, wildcard-wise in the West, obviously the Stars are still playing, but they're playing the Seattle, who are out. So out now we've got Kraken, Preds, Blackhawks, and the Sharks all out. Officially, Preds, what a terrible season for the Predators.
So bad. That's got to be a complete blow up and start again.
Yep. They went for it and they failed miserably. So the Blues are now in wild card slot 2, but the same points as the Wild. 87 points.
Right. And the team just out of it has 2 games in hand still. Vancouver's got 2 games in hand on the Blues. So 2 games in hand is possible 4 points. I would put it 85, 87.
The Flames have got 4 in hand. I mean, if they win tonight, that's 81 with 3 games in hand over the Blues. So
right, it's going to be a slog all the way down to the very last games for that spot, I think.
I suspect the NHL will be hoping it'll be 1 Central, 1 Pacific.
I think they'll want Calgary or St. Louis.
Yeah. But yeah, the Blues 9 wins in a row, but they're still 6 points behind you guys. So, yeah.
Not too worried about that part of it.
Yeah. But we'll come back to that. Let's have a quick look at the scores right now. So, Flames are winning against the Oilers in the Battle of Alberta.
The thing that only Canada cares about.
Only Calgary and Edmonton care about. Not even everybody there.
Right.
Rangers are actually trying to beat the Sharks. Sharks had what was that game they won the other day? 7-6. Was it against the Leafs? Didn't they
I
win?
think it was against the Leafs.
It's the Leafs. They won in the shootout 7-6. I think I might even have the winning goal.
Georgiev actually stopped something in a shootout.
Yeah, well played.
He didn't stop anything all game because there were 6 goals on them.
Right. But well played the Sharks. You managed to take down the Leafs in a high-scoring game. That must have been fun. So Stars are 2-1 up against the Kraken right now. Oh, Eric's coming in hot. Eric K. Show on.
I'll highlight it.
I'm having mouse issues. So that 70s Rock fan loves those new slots or sluts, one of the two. Well, I mean, both are coin operated. So, yeah. I can't afford either of them. So.
You find both in Vegas, too.
You find both in Vegas, yeah. Thank you, Eric, for that. Appreciate that very much, sir. If I had the technology on EV Mux to try and play you a video clip, I would, but I've got no idea. So I don't bother. I just don't know how to find them. Thanks, Eric, mate. Appreciate it. Sorry I won't be seeing you in Vegas. But I appreciate the $5. I might be able to eat a meal this week. It's not quite that bad. Flyers, now that it doesn't matter. Oh, and Torts is gone.
Oh, yeah. There is that news.
Torts
is gone, and Matvei Michkov just starts going off scoring.
That's right. As soon as Torts
He's got like 4 goals in the 2 games that since Torts has been fired.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Yep.
Yeah, so Torres and he was saying, I don't know if I can coach in this modern era or something or whatever.
He said, I don't know how to coach a team like this or something like that. It was the night before he made a stupid post-game comment. It was like, I don't know what to do with these guys. And then, see ya. And so Peter Laviolette has to be worried because I don't think he's going to keep his job with the Rangers through, he'll stay through the season, but I don't think he's going to be allowed to stick around. So is Torts going to be going back to New York?
I doubt it. I think he might be done.
Oh, he's not done.
You think? I thought he might.
Torts will never be done.
I think he might just go for. I thought he might just go for media work. I mean, he could go.
He hates the media.
That's right.
He hates the media more than anybody.
So Torts going is we've got no more great Torts clips for the rest of the season. That's a shame. But, yeah, they go off on a big scoring jag after he's gone. So you've got to wonder, haven't you? They certainly hammered the Sabres today, although they let in a few too. 7-4. Lightning 5, Islanders 3.
No real surprise there.
Yeah. Blues 2, Avalanche 1.
We've discussed that crap.
We've discussed that. Devils 5, Wild 2. I was pleased to see. That's good. Devils beating the Wild.
Yeah.
The Predators continue their miserable season by getting beat by and it's not like the Golden Knights are that good right now. I've watched a couple of replays of their games and they're like, not so good.
Yeah.
So
they'll get in. Everybody has a chance once you get in, but I don't expect them to go anywhere past the second round.
No, don't fear them as much. Senators managed another win, 3-2 against the Jackets. Leafs beat the Kings.
Pretty much ending the Jackets' realistic chances to get in.
So, yeah. It wasn't a bad win for the Leafs. And the Red Wings kept their hopes somewhat alive by beating the Bruins 2-1. So, back to the standings. So, look at the East. See if we can put that a little smaller. There we go. So, no clinching other than the Caps yet, though. I know nobody's clinched other than the Caps. Leafs, well, they've got so many points, of course.
Yeah.
Leafs, Panthers, and Lightning are all virtually tied on points. So, and I don't think the Sens or the Habs are going to catch them. So it's wild cards only for the East.
That seems likely.
Yeah,
I think both the divisions are pretty much where they're going to be.
Yeah. So still, though, a real logjam for the wild card.
Yeah, it's crazy how much of a drop off in points there is and in goal differential.
Oh, absolutely. But I don't know. So who do you? I'd like to see the Sens make it. I don't know why, but
the Sens, I think, are almost a lock at this point. I mean, they're quite a bit ahead of everybody. I mean, we're down to like 8 to 10 games for every team.
So I think we can assume that they're going to make it. So out of the remaining teams, who do you think is going to make it? Because none of them are going on convincing runs,
I really do want Columbus to get in. I don't know that they will. I would be perfectly fine with the Habs not being in. I think New York after this season deserves to not be in after being President's Trophy last year and how crappily they have played this year.
I'm surprised they're even where they are right now. They've been so bad.
Yeah. I would have been fine, seeing a good for the league, not because I like them in any way, good for the league if Detroit were able to get in. I think Columbus and Detroit are the two teams that I would want to see fighting for that last spot, just because how good it is for the league and because Columbus is a good story. And it feels like it's been forever since they've been in there, but I think it's been forever since Detroit has too, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been 10 years now for Detroit, 8 years, something like that, after the 25.
Yeah, it's like the dark ages when Colorado, after the big Detroit rivalry, when Colorado just went dark for 10, 12 years. So a return would be good.
The Blue Jackets being there would be, as you say, a good feel-good story, given what's happened.
Even if they just get hammered in the first round.
Yeah, but otherwise, I think I would like to see the Wings make it. But it's crazy, as Darren's saying, there's no E in the East.
Yeah, no eliminations yet.
No eliminations. That's why even Buffalo, before today, were thinking they could still make it. If they were,
which is crazy. I mean, they've got 10 games left, and they're 9 points behind. And 10 games, potentially 20 points, but it's the Sabres. So
yeah, it's never going to happen. But I mean, they have
that would be a fourth of their wins for the year coming down the last, the final stretch.
But it's not like anybody else. It's like you first.
Nobody's running away.
After you. No, after you. Nobody's running away with it.
After Ottawa, it's all a whole bunch of 30-win teams.
Yeah. So,
and then Pittsburgh with a whole bunch of overtime losses.
So it shows you how poor the East is, I think, this year. But in the West...
Well, we kind of expected that. I mean, they shipped out everybody in the East to the West at the trade deadline, too.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
So even some of the ones that still had a chance were selling.
Yeah. Hey, your Muslim uncle, good to see you. I've got a Sharks clip for you later. So, but yeah, there's in the West only one X and but 4 E's. Much more of a differential, and I'd need to talk about the Stars a little bit because we've got
because they're playing crap hockey and getting
they
points.
are terrible right now, like dreadful. Every game in the last 10 games has been absolutely terrible. Our defense is a shambles. Luckily, the goaltending has been okay. I mean, DeSmith was knockout the other night against Calgary. It's the weirdest thing. They look like they've never met each other. Passing's awful. Their turnover machine every time. Everybody's screaming it. And even Pete DeBoer said that's the worst win. Again, the other night they won a game. He went, "It's the worst win I've ever seen." He doesn't know how they did it. You know, it's like, and yet
it's kind of like how Carolina started playing hockey after they got Rantanen.
Yeah, but individually though, certain players are just on a total roll. It's weird. Like we're winning. We're still winning games. We've still got a 6-2-2 record in the last 10, won 4 in a row, and yet I think we're playing the worst hockey all year, and of probably of many years. It's the most bizarre thing, and yet we keep winning. And where is it? So I mean, there's stats are nothing, but I mean, don't mean anything. But since January 24th, Rupe Hintz leads the NHL in scoring. Jason Robertson leads the league in goals. And Mike Johnson second in goals, and Harley's only 1 point behind McCarr. Well, he was until today. I don't know. So certain players are doing great, but some of the others are just like a disaster. So it's like we're getting we had, I don't know, it was the other night, I think it was Edmonton we were playing, we had like 3 shots in the first period, and yet 2 of them went in. It was just that kind of weird, what the hell?
Yeah, the puck luck, whatever. Who knows?
Who knows what is going on, It's so I mean, I shouldn't complain, but when you're watching them just absolutely falling all over the ice and doing crappy things, it's like, oh my God.
It doesn't feel like they're peaking going into the playoffs. It feels like they're starting a slump.
They're clinging on by their fingertips, and yet 4 wins in a row. Bizarre. I just don't know what's going on. And they're winning tonight. Although it looked like they're playing a little bit better. Now, Rantanen, it's interesting you mentioned him because he did go a multitude of games there, 5 or 6 games without a point. But he did get a goal the other day, and he's got a few assists since. So they put him on the line with Robertson and Hintz, and it just, there was zero chemistry.
Yeah.
And it destroyed Robertson and Hintz's chemistry. But I have to say, the last couple of games, he's actually started to look like he's figuring out where they are, and they're figuring out where he is. And he's looked a lot better. He still looks a little bit like, nah, he's not a high effort guy, is he? He's not a high effort guy.
He gets more high effort once his temper flares.
Yeah.
But he's not gonna, I mean, he'll hit, he'll score if he gets set up pretty well.
Yeah.
A great player as far as his offensive abilities, but he's not going to chase the puck around all that much.
No, he doesn't. Finally, if he just...
And he can't enter the zone to save his life with the puck.
No.
He will not enter the zone with the puck.
Yeah, and that doesn't help when you... I mean, Hintz can enter the zone, okay, but Robertson's not... Nah, I'm not that kind of guy either.
Yeah.
However, they're persisting.
Which makes it hard to have a line with those guys if nobody can enter the zone. If it's just dump and chase is the only option.
Put him on a line with Matt Duchene, and Matt Duchene will do all that work, and he'll just set him up.
I can't remember if they ever played together. I think they did.
Maybe a year. I don't know.
Because that was 2015. Yeah, they played together then.
They must have played together, yeah.
At least a season, or a half a season.
Sorry, we're on a power play, and I'm just not... Okay, Rantanen's not on the ice at the moment. Or is he on the ice? Oh, no, okay. Thought he'd scored.
Probably should be on the ice. If you're paying him that much, he should be on the power play number 1 unit.
Oh, he is. Well, I think he's been on the entire power play by the looks of it. And he's just turned
I've got a funny clip of McKinnon at the end of a full power play earlier this week.
Yeah.
The most no-sell goal I've ever seen in my life. The guy doesn't even move. It's hilarious.
Well,
to me, it was hilarious.
Just play it now.
Let me find it.
Find it and play it now, and then we'll take a look at some money puck, and then we'll just play some clips as well, and then we'll look at our fantasy a little bit later. We'll leave it for the current games to play out.
So there are 15 seconds left in this power play. McKinnon has been out the whole time, and he's skated up and down at least twice. And so we've got kind of it's a chaotic ending to the power play, but just watch how McKinnon is standing there at the end when he shoots. He literally just like moves the stick back and flings it in, and then no-sells everything. He's just done with it at this point. It's pretty freaking hilarious.
Laconic, I think is the word, isn't it?
I don't know what was going through his mind. I don't know if he was pissed or I don't know, but so this is the last few seconds. Actually, this is about a minute of it. So he's been out there the whole time, down to 20 seconds. Sends it across. Shot comes to McKinnon. Doesn't move his skates hardly at all, and just flings it in, and he's like, yep, there, whatever.
Can we go on there? Yeah.
Well, I mean, we were up 3-1 at that point, but I mean, the no-sell on it, just like, I don't care.
He's already thinking about what we're going to take home tonight.
We'll just take a look at
That happened at like the 30-second mark, and he had to go get another stick. He probably would have scored on that shot, how wide open it was. But this one, like, he's just standing there watching, and the puck comes straight to his stick.
Yeah. He's thinking about.
I thought it was hilarious because it was just like, okay, I'm not putting in any more effort, and the puck bounces straight to him, and goalie's completely on the other side of the goal.
I suspect he was thinking about the Roman Empire.
As he should.
As men should.
Yeah.
Good. Well, you know, when you're
But that was an interesting one.
When you're that good that you can do that.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was all the scores for today. The two games that are still on are the Oilers have equalised against the Flames. Stars, Rangers are 3-0 up against the Sharks. Sorry, your Muslim uncle. How can you not beat the Rangers? Good God.
The Rangers aren't even trying at this point.
Not even trying.
They're still in it, and they're actually pretty close to a spot, but they're not trying very hard.
Hey, Keely, good morning to you. Let's show, now that your Muslim uncle is here, I probably should show the clip I have of the shootout winner against the Leafs. So let's hope Mike's not here. Sorry, Mike. So Celebrini getting a nice little shootout winner. Let me just tee that up. This is for you, your Muslim uncle. Go Sharks.
Will be San Jose's second shooter. And here's Celebrini against Toronto's Joseph Wall.
Nicely taken.
Yeah.
He's a talented kid.
Will be San Jose's second shooter.
He'll be getting a trophy at the end of this season. I think that one's all but guaranteed. I thought Michkov was going to give him a run for his money. He kind of really hasn't.
He's got a few games left now. Torts is gone.
2-horse race at this point, I think.
Yeah, so that must have been a good game though. 7-6 for the Sharks. The Leafs had things to play for, the Sharks didn't.
There was some offense apparently.
Yeah,
not a lot of defense going on, but that's what you get out of a Georgiev goalied team.
Yeah. Was he in the whole game? I wonder. Probably.
Oh, I'm sure he was because he was in the shootout. So he is their starter still for whatever reason.
So this happened. This happened this week.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Whoever. Yeah, that's a weird one.
It's weird.
It's kind of
weird. And the fact that he got an assist on the game-winning goal in his first game back, and then is celebrating with all of the Panthers players, just looks weird.
It's just not right. It's not right. I mean,
he actually went and collected a few of the rats off the ice.
Oh, he did. Right.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Rat picking up rats.
Rat picking up rats. Yeah. Good for him. Anyway. He's probably going to go back to Boston after the end of the season. Who knows?
No, I don't think so.
No, is that done? That ship is
not
sailed?
Not after the way they let go of him. After he said he wanted to stay, and was willing to take a hometown discount. It's no different than Rantanen. That relationship is over.
Yeah.
Unless it's like sign for a day and retire type thing at the end of his career.
Yeah. So whilst everyone was focused on Ovi getting within, what is it, 7 goals now? 6 goals?
I think he's within 5 or 6.
5 or 6. Crosby passed the Gretzky record for most point per game seasons in history. Now, I think he has played for longer, though, than Gretzky. More seasons. He's played more seasons.
Well, I mean, he's had 20 seasons that were point per game.
Yeah.
I don't know how many seasons he's played in full, and I don't know how many Gretzky did, honestly. But
yeah, I don't either. But I think he might have played less.
You've got to start
20.
pretty young at a point per game to get to 20.
It's a pretty impressive record, even in this season or the last couple of seasons when the Penguins have not been good. Still pretty impressive.
Yeah. Well, he is their scoring.
Yes. So well done to Sidney Crosby. So, as we've been playing so horribly, the Stars, we have been relying on our goaltending, which luckily has been okay. Poor Casey DeSmith against the Flames the other night, 48 shots, and he saved 46 of them. There was actually 80 shots in total, but attempted with 80. I mean, you think you're going to lose a game heavily if that's the...
if you've got 50 shots on goal, that's a lot of shots on goal.
The funny thing was, in one of the Stars forums I'm on, I said, we were 4-2 up, and I said, you know what would be hilarious is if we get the empty netter and win 5-2 after playing such a dreadful game, and it happened.
Right.
So this is no way we should be winning this game. But anyway, Casey DeSmith was brilliant. So that's what you want in your backup goalie.
Sensation of Casey DeSmith tonight. Nimble and larcenous on Morgan Frost.
I hope he bought the team in front of him dinner. No, the other way around. They bought him dinner. Hell, they should have paid for a night out at a strip club for him or something. He earned it. That was a great save, though.
Did his job.
He did his job. He did. The defenders in front of him just kind of went off and sat drinking tea in the stands. Well, however, we're scoring some goals, which is good. Even if everything else is shit. But Granlund's the better Finn than Random.
Yeah. Fighting off the wall, over to Granlund, who scores!
He's actually started scoring really well.
Duchesne
Thank you, San Jose Sharks, for doing this.
Marchman picked it up, spotted Granlund in the blink of an eye.
He's the Finn we want.
The pickup you didn't know you needed.
It's the second goal of the game that pair on defense has given up like that. Ball and Anderson, and it's the persistence.
So yeah, Granlund's been great. So he's been a really good pick. He's been a good acquisition. But do have to say that Wyatt Johnson has been playing well, amongst others. He's
in this thing,
pretty lethal when he wants to be.
Wyatt Johnston, nice move to the forehand. Wolf the save, rebound, score!
Gets his own rebound.
Oh my goodness! Johnston, his latest masterpiece. He's got goals in 3 straight, and the Stars reclaim the lead on a highlight reel tally. Man, you want to see determination personified. A little chip down. It's the defenseman Bischel that gets it into the zone, and then just sort of deking and barking and bucking to the...
I think the goalie's going to want that one back. But so we've got some bright spots, even though there's a bit of a fight going on in the Stars game right now, and I can't see who it is because the refs are gripping them so tightly. I can't see who it was.
Apparently,
it had to be Bischel. Yeah.
Apparently, in the Calgary-Edmonton game, they had a delayed start to the second period because of a major medical emergency up in the stands.
In the crowd had I hope they're okay. Best wishes to them. Yeah.
Yep.
So I think that was Bischel fighting with somebody. He's the only guy we've got that's capable of it. We're so soft. I got one more Stars clip. I'm gonna play this. Forgive me, but we've had a terrible season for pucks in the face. It's just so here's the montage of the pucks in the face for the year. I don't think there's any audio in this.
Just Marchment over and over and over.
So it's Marchment. he's like a magnet. So that's a nice one. That was the one that caused 7. He broke 7 bones in his nose and upper skull, and he was out for weeks.
Deflected into your own face.
And there's Duchesne, and there's somebody else getting one in the face. It's like, why even wear a visor? There's Rantanen getting one in the face. He's got a big black eye at the moment because he got hit in the face by a puck. Yeah,
saw that. Yeah, I mean, you guys have had your fair share, and then I think Brady Tkachuk has had as many as your whole team because he really is a puck magnet to the face. It's crazy.
It's funny. Some players like Marchman just attracts it. I guess it's because he looks like Errol Flynn So he's kind of handsome, color-able Errol Flynn. Well, if they had a backstairs kid, but they didn't want to acknowledge it.
I mean, Brady looks like sloth.
Yeah, he does. But yeah, we're going for the record as a team. Brady's going for the record as an individual.
Right.
So, yeah, some good stuff.
Since we were talking a little bit about Ovi, I didn't pull anything about his race to the record, but nice moment of sportsmanship led by Ovi earlier in the week.
Fleury thing, it was great. Yeah,
Ovi. Yeah, he made sure everybody stayed on the ice. Where did the video go? Because it's on the screen, but I can't find where it's actually playing from.
I think I clipped it.
There it is.
Oh, there it is, right? Yeah. But yeah, he went and got them to come back from the.
Yeah, everybody's going off the ice.
This is the stuff I love in hockey.
Don't go back to the locker room. That is
Ovi's a great guy, really.
Legend. Look at that, Ray. Alex Ovechkin got the guys out of the tunnel.
So the Flyers' last game against the Capitals.
We have to go shake hands.
I think it's a great gesture.
As I said,
everyone loves Fleury
I don't
too.
recall seeing this other than Wayne Gretzky.
Maybe the most liked guy in the league.
It could be, could be.
That quite
I don't know anyone that doesn't like him or has anything against him.
The way Marc-Andre Fleury has.
Yeah,
he's a
great,
remarkable person. Every stop he's been to,
this was nice.
A most favored son, and it's because of the way he plays, but the way that he treats people.
That was nice.
So, yeah, good moment out of Ovi and the rest of the Capitals. So
can't argue with that.
Thought that was worth sharing just for those moments in hockey that are different than some of the other sports. I mean, the handshake ceremony, all that kind of stuff. You get it in some sports. Hockey, it's true tradition. And at the end of a hard-fought season or a hard-fought series, you're going to have, everybody paying respect to each other.
Yeah, there's huge respect there, and I like that. I really do like that. That is a great thing in hockey. I love when I see that, even if it's nothing to do with my team. I love watching those moments.
Yeah.
So good for them. Yeah. So there's a few other things. I've got here's a debate, and it's just a fun debate. It's not like this isn't a burning question in hockey, but I saw this on Bar Down Hockey X feed. Where do you stand on this debate? Is a nil game count as being scoreless?
Well,
is it scoreless or is it just goalless?
Scoreless, sure.
No, it's not scoreless because the score is 0-0. There is a score.
There has been no scoring.
I actually never thought about this though until this very moment when I saw this tweet. I went, "There's the point here. The 0-0 is a score. So how can you call the game scoreless?"
Because in every sport, we've always called it scoreless when nobody has scored.
Yeah. That's quite funny. It's goalless, but not scoreless. I agree for once. The only time in my life I agree with Pierre LeBrun. It's goalless, not scoreless.
I can't go with that. It's a scoreless game. Nobody has scored.
The NHL.
I understand what he's saying, but
the NHL needs to address this question before next season. This is important.
Yeah, the GM meeting.
Yeah. What do you guys want to call it? I'd call it a fucking boring game, but that's
yeah.
Well, that was against the Predators as well. That must have been a dreadful game.
Well, I do have that very egregious goalie interference call.
Oh, go for it, yeah.
Merzlikins. So, yeah, we'll watch it and then we'll talk about it because I think this is absolutely ridiculous.
And there it is, yeah.
He's outside the crease. Paul Murray is outside the crease the whole time. Never goes in the crease.
I've got this one too, yeah. This is
Overhead might give us a better look.
Watch to see where Paul Murray
is. It's like just out of the
goalie technically is the one who's giving the shove there.
That is awful.
I definitely
Guy never goes in the crease.
Yeah, it's not interference in my opinion.
Yes, plenty of time to reset.
And if he hadn't decided to go make contact, there wouldn't be a need to reset. But either way, he had the time to reset that before that shot came.
He went out of his crease.
So, no, I don't think that's goaltender interference in any way, especially when the goalie is the one initiating the contact, in my opinion.
Yeah, even the one in the Stars game I was talking about with the Flames was had more chance of being goalie interference than that one.
Yeah.
And that other one, that is not goaltender interference. You have to be allowed to skate up to the crease if you're a player.
Yeah, especially if you never enter the crease, there should be no possible way for there to be goaltender interference if you never enter their crease, ever.
Yeah.
Because they need to get rid of this gray area and say, yeah, if you're in the crease, it can be goaltender interference. If you're not in the crease at all, that call is impossible to make. You could have interference from the goaltender, but you can't have goaltender interference.
Yeah, I mean, they need to do something about this because it's just it goes this way, it goes that way, challenges all the time. There needs to be something. I think they need to start erring on the side of, well, that wasn't interference this time, because it seems to be more often that it's called interference. Really
goalies used to not be such pussies. I mean,
yes,
and they may not be pussies, but they're getting the calls because, you touch them and they fall over anymore.
Well, I've seen a lot of goalies throwing themselves to the ground, throwing themselves back into their net when they've barely been touched, especially when guys are coming down on a breakaway and they get pushed in by the defending player that's trying to stop the breakaway, and they might touch the goalie briefly on the way past, and the goalie just goes like this, throws himself back in the net.
But even historically, I remember a time in the NHL where if the defender initiated contact and pushed the offensive player into the goalie, then it's not the offensive player's fault that he's A, in the crease, or B, makes contact with the goalie. It was, okay, well, you guys caused that, so we're not going to punish the offensive player, because if contact was initiated with the offensive player by a defensive player, and that forces him into the crease or into the goalie, it's like, well, tough. You guys did that. Yeah.
I mean, it happened the other night in the Flames game. Sam Steele got a breakaway. He was barreling down towards Wolf, not Wolf, whoever, the Calgary goalie. I can't remember his name now. Is it Wolf? I thought that was,
I can't remember.
It's Wolf. Barreling down towards him. He was absolutely shoved in by the defender into Wolf. Wolf throws himself back into his net. Steele could do nothing about it. He was absolutely shoved in, and Steele got the penalty against him for goaltender interference. He said, well, what could I do? The guy grabbed me, and Steele's not a big guy. The defender just, boom, shoved him right into the goalie, knowing that would be, that anything that happened would be called off. Steele could do nothing about it. So,
well, it's kind of like, if you remember a couple months ago when we had gotten Wedgwood, and then when the play where Wedgwood got knocked down and injured, and they let the play go on, and then they end up scoring. It's like, okay, A, how is it not goaltender interference even before the shot?
Yes.
Because the shot came way after that, but your goalie is laying there injured in the crease from contact from the other team. And that one, there's no goaltender interference. That's the definition of it. I mean, I don't like the rule at all anymore. I remember when players used to, skate directly at the goalie and not put on the brakes. I mean, Forsberg would do it all the time. He would put the puck in front of him and then go through the goalie with the puck. And I did want to point out one other thing. WG had said players even shook Claude Lemieux's hand. There were a few players that afterwards said, I can't believe I shook that asshole's hand.
Yeah.
Red Wings players specifically. Yeah.
Darren Evans saying, it's Wolf, and Vladar's the other Flames goalie. I thought it was Wolf. I keep getting mixed up between Wolf and Wall in Toronto. But
Joseph Wall.
Joseph Wall, but yeah,
It
Wolf.
is Joseph, right?
Yeah, it is. But anyway, we
don't like that call.
And another thing that I'm really annoyed about referees about is they do shit like this. We were denied a goalie fight because the refs wouldn't let them do it, and they've got no.
And it would have been a good one.
Yeah, no right to stop them. Again, I think I've lost my audio. I don't know what's happening here. There's no audio.
We don't need it. We can see what's going on.
Like, why are they stopping them? Let them fight.
And they got pretty close.
Yeah. Oh, 66.5. Kemper had the height and weight
advantage. Height and weight advantage.
Yeah, that would have been a beauty. I'd love to have seen that.
Yeah.
But yeah, why are the refs stopping them? It's not their job to do that. Let them fight and then split them up when somebody's on the ground, or it's whatever. But yeah, I don't agree with that at all. Not happy with that.
WG's saying the rule should be like Europeans. No player can be in the paint without the puck. If you are, it's a crease call, man in the crease call. I like that more, but I still prefer back when you could have a player posted up in front of the goalie and there was a checking battle in between a defensive player and an offensive player trying to shield screen the goalie. I don't know when it changed, but it seems to have been in the past 3 to 5 years where it's gotten so soft, because it used to be you had a guy posted up in front of the goalie at all times. He may have been right at the top of the crease, may have been slightly in the crease because of the pushing and shoving, but I miss that style of play because I like having the guy in front beating the crap out of people.
WG, Swayman is an Alaskan and part Wolverine. He'd win. That's funny. So this one's for you though. If we're talking goalie fights, I clipped this specifically for you. I think this is a belter. Hang on. Again, I don't know if I've got any.
Yeah, this was the anniversary this week.
Yeah. That's what I call a goalie fighting. That's a goalie.
And then everybody else just kind of, hey, let's watch those guys. I love that an actual skater decided he was going to try to keep Patrick Waugh from fighting.
He tries to stop him.
It's like, who the hell do you think you are?
Yeah. I don't know who that Red Wings player is. I couldn't see his jersey.
I can't remember. I knew at one point. I just can't remember who it was, but
I couldn't read the number.
It starts with a D, it looked like.
Yeah, it's so funny though. That's a goal. That's almost like out of Slapshot. The goalies.
Yeah. Well, and the dude actually stopped fighting Adam Foote to try to take out Patrick Waugh on his way to go fight.
Those were the days when everybody was fighting. Like the whole, every line, every player off the bench. Yeah.
One last thing on refereeing and referees tonight. This was the other one that I mentioned earlier, that it's like, what the hell is going on here? So, Krebs is trying to, enter the zone.
Mm-hmm.
The goalie or the referee just posts up on him.
Yeah, well, he could easily.
Like, why are you not at the wall? What are you doing skating towards the middle of the ice? Yeah. What the hell is going on here?
Well, when you consider the ref that helped the Leafs the other day,
yeah,
some of that shit is just, what are you doing? You get up on the boards and keep out of the way.
Get out of the damn way. You see the guy coming into the zone with the puck. Why would you be, slowly moving further into the middle of the ice rather than getting to the wall?
Unless you wanted to stop him. WG.
I don't know how you just throw a block on an offensive player coming into the zone.
WG, thank you, my friend. $20 super chat. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate your support, buddy. Thank you. Keeping the lights on here in the frozen north. Goalie fights in the 90s, priceless. They were.
And line brawls. I miss line brawls too.
Yeah. have to see if I can dig out something before we finish the show. If I can figure out how to play videos. Still not figured this shit out after.
You've done it in the past plenty of times.
How long have you been using VMux?
A year and a half, maybe 2
I
years.
still
I don't know.
This shit out. They've got to be uploaded somewhere.
I just find it easier not to upload them and just play them from, screen share.
From the actual screen share, yeah.
Because if you upload them, that's when the other person can't see it.
So this was an interesting one, and this is the Utah goalie. It's a beautiful goal, but I'm kind of wondering if the goalie himself is maybe feeling a bit stupid about this one. We're on a goalie run tonight.
Ability did go Utah's way there, but kept in, deflected. Oh, and it goes in.
Just deflects it right over him.
On the redirect.
Manages to pick it out of the air and get it to go down his back.
Did go Utah's way
Let's see
there,
that again.
but kept in, deflected. Oh, and it goes in.
He just was not expecting that.
He had no reason to be going up to try to hit that puck, though. It was going to go over the goal, clearly, I think.
Well, that's what it looked like. And then at the last minute, it just dropped the wrong way. It's like, that's a beauty. Not as good as this, though. We're going to actually show women's hockey. At least I think it's women's
the Michigan.
Hockey. Isn't that what
the PWHL.
Aren't they women?
Professional Women's Hockey League.
Are there any women here tonight? This is the Michigan, the first one ever in that league, I think.
Yep.
They were saying. That is a beauty. Look at that. Nice.
Why is she all alone behind the goal?
Those girls were going to have fun in the showers after that and that night.
Pillow fight.
Nice. There was I saw a picture of some women's PWHL woman on Twitter there. I wish I'd bookmarked it, and she was in a bikini, and she actually looked pretty good.
Yeah, there's some cute hockey chicks out there.
Oh yeah, she didn't look like a big tough whatever at all. She looked pretty cute. They all giggled on the bench.
They all giggled. Nice. Yeah. Since we're picking on goalies,
we are.
This one was bad. Joseph Wall plays a puck.
Wonderwall.
Not here. Ding.
Oh dear.
He sends it directly into the defensive or the offensive player's skate and directly back through his 5-hole.
Oh dear. Yes. Oops. Let's see if I can find. I'm
literally play the puck anywhere else. Why would you send it right there? That's bad.
Yeah, it is. Right. I figured out how to do. Good one. That worked. It actually played.
Of course it played.
I'm still watching this. It's still 2-1 to the Stars. It looks like quite a good game, actually. Oh, Utah nearly scored. Utah? Kraken, sorry. They're both teams. Who cares what market they're in? Kraken and the Utah, they're interchangeable.
Pretty much at this point.
Yeah, nobody cares. Dallas are on a power play. I think they need the third goal. They're playing a lot better tonight by the looks of it, though. Like they're not self-destructing. They've only got 13 shots on goal though, and it's nearly the end of the second period. Like, what are they doing?
But it also doesn't matter at this point. We're just waiting for the playoffs to start.
Well, the thing is, they seem to score on some of these shots, so what does it matter how many? It's the ones that go in that count.
Yep.
I've still got lots of goalie stuff tonight. It's weird. This is one of my favorite goalies just because of his name, Elvis Merzlikins. Love Elvis's name. This is a pretty good save.
Because of that open space, Pajot is going to skate in. He puts it on net, and then the follow-up. Horvat shot it wide. Chance for Bullock. There he's rolled.
Gets back over.
Lincoln. What a save!
It's pretty good stuff.
Yep.
You see the shot there, and Iovis looks like he's
It's a lot better than the one where he tries to push somebody and gets a goalie interference call.
I believe that was Dobson. I'm not 100%.
Yeah, but that was pretty good. He got it right back over and made an actual save, a diving save. I love those. I love when goalies do that. Now it's all positional and, oh, yes, do this and I do that. When just the reaction saves, you can't beat them. Proper save, innit?
Cheers, Darren.
Darren heading out. Oh.
I don't know. He just said cheers. So,
all right, well, cheers to you, Darren.
Cheers.
I think I'm going to fill this glass up again in a second.
I'm on my second.
Yeah, so what's this one? I got stuff. I still have stuff. Oh, this is the nobody the high stick. Nobody wants to touch this. Nobody wants to touch this.
Right.
Hands it down the wall, but the Sabres
Like, no, I'm not touching
Brought
that.
down with the high stick.
That's right. No.
Tick off the clock here if Ottawa's okay with it.
It's like nobody's
Hands it
touching
down the wall,
that.
but the Sabres
But you would think you would want to preserve as much of your power play time as you can.
Well, you would, but it's still funny though. Neither of them wanted to touch it.
This one was a weird one. I'm sure it's happened plenty of times, but I have not personally seen it happen like this. So this is the Bruins managing to take a double minor and give up a goal all in the same play.
All right.
So because
you have to practice that shit.
Yeah, so you get a double minor and give up the goal. So it doesn't cancel out part of the double minor because the goal is already happening when the penalty takes place. So it goes off your own player, so it's an own goal.
Yeah, there's the cross check in the face.
Own goal along with a cross check to the face that produced plenty of blood.
So own goal, cross check to the face, double minor. Yeah, that's not on their bingo card for the night, but they did.
And that's directly across the throat. Watch where that cross check hits.
That's pretty bad.
It's a bad one.
There should have been supplemental for that.
You would think so, because watch where this hits him.
Oh yeah, that's
under the
bad.
Chin, directly to the
You could
to the
destroy
throat.
you could choke someone to death with that. Yeah.
Trachea hit.
Oh yeah, that should have been game misconduct and then supplemental.
I would have thought so, but yeah, that was a weird one. So then they get a double minor, two power plays after that, after scoring the goal.
That wasn't cool. So the Utah have filed for Mammoth at the trademark office.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have some legal repercussions for that, but I don't know.
I think that
because there is a Colorado Mammoth professional team. It's a lacrosse team.
Just pay them some money.
Okay.
Say, can we do it? We'll give you some money.
I'd just like to know why every single thing that they decided should be a possibility for them outside of the Utah Hockey Club is a Colorado sports team. It's like, seriously, look anywhere else.
Jealous? Are they jealous?
I guess, because they tried to go with the Yetis, which the Yeti foot has been a long-time symbol on the Avs jerseys. I think they were told no on that one. The Colorado Mammoth are our lacrosse team, and that is technically a professional sports league. So every single time they tried to do anything, they were taking from a Colorado team. Kind of goofy.
It is weird, but I do like the name Mammoth. It is a good name. So, yeah, it's unfortunate because I do like that name for them. But we'll see what happens.
Utah Mammoth, though?
Maybe. I still think the Utah Magic Underpants was the best name for them. But that's
probably.
I would like to thank Darren M for plugging our Rumbles, and I can see over my Rumble Darren's there. Real Wade.
I think Darren's in
Demon
all
Nation,
the chats right
and
now.
Mod, yeah. So thank you, Darren, for doing that, mate. Really appreciate you plugging all our channels that we're on. Whichever one you want, watch them on all. That's the way Darren's doing it. Best way to do it. Watch it on all of them. You get the
Audio on one, mute all the others.
quadraphonic experience, then.
That's why you got 5.
It's either me or is it you? Somebody froze. It must have been you, me. I must have frozen. So, I don't have that many more clips. I've got a couple, though.
I've got 3 fights.
I got a fight. Have you got this? This is an ECHL fight.
Don't have that one.
Right, so this one's nae bad. Let's have a wee look at this. So Stars are still 2-1 up at the end of the second in that game, by the way. So I'm hoping they can close that one out, but we'll see. This one's not that bad. A spirited tilt. We're going to have sore arms by the end of this one. Oh, no, he's not down yet. I think the guy in lavender won.
In lavender. Not a color that should be used for hockey.
He's happy with it. I think he's happy. I do like the spirited play in the ECHL. They still got some. It's the same in the WHL and the OHL. They still got some. They like a good tilt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. That was good.
So I've got a funny one, which is apparently Matt Rempe has a new nickname, the Rempire State Building.
Rempire State.
But we'll just go back to back to back with 3 quick fights here. So this is Rempe getting into a fight. Didn't go all that well for him. They wanted to go longer. The refs did not allow it.
Oh, I've got that clip too. Yeah, the refs just like, what are you doing stopping it? And the guy got up again.
Janot was helping him back up to keep fighting.
To keep going, yeah. Janot pulled him up again. It wasn't over.
He just lost his balance. It wasn't a knockout.
Yeah. Both of them wanted to keep going. I like the fact that it was sportsmanlike that Janot helped him back up again.
And Rempe and Janot are both arguing with the refs. What are you doing?
What are you interfering for? It's like they're stopping the goalies fighting. What are you interfering for? Let them do their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one fight. And then we've got Carlo and Malot? Malo? I don't know how his name's pronounced.
Merlot, is he a drink? Yeah.
Malot.
Malot, yeah. I like it, Malot. Do it. Oh, that was a couple of nice rights.
Oh, we do have audio.
Oh. That's a good one, yeah. There's some good stuff going on here.
Yeah, pretty good little tilt there.
Yeah, nice. There's some really great rights. Well, he's happy.
Yeah, it was his first fight, I think. And then this one is pretty good.
With Watson, the much bigger man, and delivering
Yeah.
Popped his helmet off and then goes for the actual wrestling takedown. Get the helmet off so that you can then drop him on his head.
Yeah. Wrestling takedown, always love it.
So yeah, there's some fights for the week.
Yeah, I think I got one more. I don't think we've seen this one yet. This is Anaheim, Boston. I always like it when it's players I've never heard of.
Right.
He's already landed a couple of right hands, and he keeps loading it up and going for more. Callahan's head is down, and Harkins finishes the job.
I'll take Harkins on that one, yeah. That was all right.
Yeah.
Not as good as the one you just showed. I think I had one more clip of my stored up clips. Oh, yeah, this is a crazy goal. Hey, Mike. Good to see you. Drive safely, mate.
Hands it
Yep.
off, and Colangelo's shot deflected wide. In behind the net, McTavish trying to
That
get
was
it
just a
loose,
flip.
and it comes in front. It's in the net.
I think I need to see that from.
Flipped off the back of the net and put over the shoulder of Corpusalo by one of his own players.
Crazy.
Jackson Lacombe was there, so was Colangelo. I think it's going to be Lacombe's.
Hey, Viking.
Now, watch this. This puck sits on the back of the net.
I just want to see this again.
Jackson's going to come in here and flip it up in the air.
Oh, you're going to poor Corpusalo.
And he tries to get the glove back there.
He does.
Another own goal.
Yeah, counts as an own goal. Poor bugger. Yeah, poor bugger. What can you do? If you're a goalie, shit's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, so
deflections are the best way to beat a goalie, and when your own team's doing the deflection, you really don't expect it.
Yeah. So everybody's busy going for these slap shots and, you know, shots from distance or these fancy shots. Just roll it off their back.
Yeah.
Just get right up in front of them and poke it in. That usually works better. Drive to the net. Good things happen. Let's take a look then. So score-wise, and we'll take a look at some money puck, and then at the fantasy. Although the game's not over yet, but games are not over yet tonight. But it's going to be a long night for those games. So Flames are 2-1 up now against the Oilers. Still 11 minutes to play there, though.
The
Rangers,
Oilers are looking very suspect without their stars.
Shaky, yeah. We beat them. We're crap right now, and we still beat them without those guys in Edmonton.
Real quick, we got a question. What did we think of Rantanen running into Skinner? I thought it was very clear he was going for the puck.
I didn't think he ran into him deliberately.
I didn't think he kneed him in the head deliberately. I think he was making a play to get to the puck, and he has a right to. I don't think he was in the crease at all. I think Skinner was at the very edge of the crease, and Rantanen has a right to make a move towards the puck. And his knee just happened to catch Skinner's head.
The thing is, Skinner threw himself backwards as if he'd been shot, you know, so a little bit overreaction.
He made pretty good contact with his head with his knee.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was intentional contact. Rantanen has not been a player in his career that goes out to injure anybody.
No,
he makes some big hits, but he hasn't been a dirty player at any point in his career.
I've never thought that about him when he was against us. I never thought about that he was a dirty player. But
and then the other hit that happened just yesterday with Rantanen, I can't remember who it was against the boards, where he tripped the guy. That looked like Rantanen just being unbalanced.
Just goofy. He's like a big.
He was off balance and
Dumbo. Yeah.
Yes. There's a reason that they called him the Moose and said the Moose is loose when he would be skating, because he's a big dumb animal on skates sometimes.
He actually makes Marchment look like a ballet dancer when he's pretty clumsy. We call
Rantanen can get a head of steam going, but it takes a while for it, and then he's just going.
I don't think he's a dirty player. I never thought that about him as an opponent. And I think he's just clumsy.
I thought the stuff with Skinner was kind of ridiculous that people were calling Rantanen a menace. It's like, seriously? When has he ever been a menace in his career?
Yeah, he's not a dirty player in any way. He's quite the opposite. He's quite soft, I think. But he'll TZ Burton. Good to see him.
He does have the temper. He will go retaliate, but it's not him ever, from what I have seen, and I've seen a lot of years in every game he's played in for the most part.
I'm more worried about his fact that I think he's soft. I mean, he's pushed off the puck quite easily a lot of the time. So, but anyway, nobody's talking about it now, I don't think. So it couldn't have been. It wasn't it wasn't too controversial.
No, I think it just knocked Skinner out for a game or two.
Shit happens, though. I mean, stuff does happen. I think players have a right to go for the puck, especially in a breakaway scenario. And sometimes, unfortunately, when you're skating fast and things are happening, people do get hurt occasionally. So
I'm trying to look and see if I can find the play.
yeah,
So
I mean,
if you want to go on, if I find it, we'll play it just
yeah,
so everybody can see what we're talking about.
Flames 2, Oilers 1, Sharks being beaten 3-0 by the Rangers. I guess the Rangers need to win, so Stars are 2-1 up against the Kraken, but still a whole period to go. Let's money pucket, which was last update 10:35 p.m. Eastern time. So let's look at the playoff odds. So it's probably a bit big. I can make it a little smaller. There we go. So Rangers are on 29.1% odds to make the playoffs.
So they're only 1 point out, I think.
Yeah, they're still hanging in there. Despite the fact that Buffalo and Boston, etc., are not officially eliminated, they are 0% chance on money buckets. Calgary 18.4%, Vancouver 15.2%. So they're slightly odd. Betting is slightly favouring Calgary over Vancouver. I could see that. I could see that happening. But as for the Blues are now 85.1% above the Wild in terms of slightly above them in terms of percentage. So it's amazing because the Blues were dead.
Don't know about that one because the Wild are like 6 points ahead of the Blues, aren't they?
Well, let's take a look. Let's take a wee look.
I may be completely wrong on that.
I think I need to find the correct.
Wild are right up there just below the Avs, I thought.
No, I think the Blues haven't they pulled it back? Like, are they not just on the cusp of catching the Wild?
Well, they got into the last wild card spot.
So there's 6 points.
So they are tied in points. 87-87.
I guess their betting is because they're on a 9-game winning streak is why the betting's going that way. That'll not last though. I mean, it's going to break at some point.
Yeah.
But they are picking. They've got a slight edge in the odds now. So, and to win the Stanley Cup. Carolina Hurricanes, WG, are 15.3%. 5 ahead of Vegas are second. Dallas third.
I don't understand the money puck stuff because we were at like 9% at the beginning of the week. We're on a 12-1-1 run, and our odds go down from 9% to 5.9%. It's like every time we win, our odds go down. It's been goofy watching this crap.
It's like political betting.
Yeah.
That is weird. Yeah, because they've got the Stars at 10.6% to win the cup. I would have said there are 2 or 3 teams should be better placed than that. But hey.
And a lot of people are saying, in the YouTube sphere at least, a lot of people are saying Dallas looks like they may be in trouble because their defense is so full of holes right now.
Terrible.
They still have the offensive depth, but it really feels like the defense is going to be a liability in the playoffs.
When you've got Dumba and Brendan Smith as one of your pairings, you know you're in trouble.
And if you don't get Heiskanen back, that's going to be trouble.
But looking at teams like Toronto are 100% to make the playoffs, but only 3.9% to win the cup. Well, that's because history says that.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact,
that's betting markets for you.
yeah, the odds of making the second round are not good. I still think this is the best view. It's hard to see it, I know, but so Carolina Hurricanes are getting the money. They're getting more money put in them, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's the way it works.
15.3% chance of winning the cup.
I still don't think
I don't get it.
I still don't think an East Coast or an Eastern Conference team is going to win this cup.
they're also number 1 in the power rankings on Money Puck. I mean, the Avalanche are only number 8 below Vegas, so that I don't get.
And people are saying, with the acquisitions that the Avs made, especially with their goaltending being maybe the best tandem going at the moment since we traded. And they look loaded and ready to go for the playoffs. I don't understand the numbers going down constantly. Everybody who talks about hockey is saying the Avs are something to be worried about.
I just don't. I mean, I'm not a gambler, so I don't understand it. But
these aren't odds; these are just people, basically placing bets and hoping. So if a team has really bad odds and a whole bunch of teams, if a team has good odds, meaning that you would win more off of placing a bet on them because they're less likely to get there, and a whole bunch of people think, okay, but I could see them doing it, then a whole bunch of money is going to be placed on that team, and that's going to move their chances up based on the betting, but that's not based on reality, because that's hoping that a 1,500 to 1 hits instead of the 200 to 1 actually wins.
Yeah, but no disrespect to the Hurricanes, but I just don't see them as being the favorites to win the cup.
They don't feel like that much of a threat to me.
No. So
none of the East Coast teams or Eastern Conference teams do to me. I'm not scared of pretty much any of them except for maybe Florida. I think Florida has a cakewalk through the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, perhaps they're worried. Perhaps people are looking at that and going, the Western teams are going to annihilate each other physically.
And it is going to be a gauntlet.
Yeah. Anyway, we're only 3 weeks away or so, and it'll be all kicking off.
Yep, the 19th. Yeah, I did find a shot of the Rantanen hit. It's not the greatest one because it doesn't show the whole play. It shows the slow motion of the hit. But we'll take a look at it and see what they're saying on the broadcast if there's any audio on it. I didn't check. Well, if
it's the Oilers broadcast, those guys are dreadful.
So Skinner's going down. Rantanen's nowhere near the crease.
Skinner's halfway out of the crease. His head and shoulders are
right. He's laying down, essentially.
And Rantanen's going to be skating at something like 15 to 20 miles per hour at that point. What's he supposed to do?
But he does make pretty solid contact with his head.
I'm not wishing injury or ill upon Skinner. Absolutely not. But I don't think Rantanen could do much about that.
Yeah, I don't think you're adjusting that line, especially if you're looking at it in real-time speed. He was going a lot faster through this line than what slowed down shows.
Yeah, you've got to be able to skate outside the crease if you're an offensive player. You can't say, well, I better back off this breakaway because I might hurt the goalie.
Yeah.
If the goalie's out of the crease, that's... Yeah. I don't know. I don't think... I mean, I'm not saying...
And Nav... No, go ahead.
Well, I mean, I know I'm being a bit of a... Oh, Stars have just scored, I think. It's funny because I didn't think the third had started. Maybe it's a replay. I can't see because I'm not watching. I don't think... I might be a homer at the moment because of Rantanen, but I just don't think that was an egregious thing that happened there. It was just... The goalie was...
I don't think it was an intentional thing. It is a hit across the head with his knee. I mean... It is what it is, but I don't think it's a dirty play.
No, Dallas Nav says 3-1. It is 3-1 to Dallas. So yeah. Anyway, nice. Sorry.
Nav says technically the Avs have 2 stud players that's carrying them. If one of them got injured during the playoffs, they could be done. I don't know that I agree with that anymore, just because Natchez has come into his own playing with us. Brock Nelson, we've got probably the deepest down the center team there is at the moment.
I think I would say if Makar was injured, I think that would have an impact.
Makar would have an impact. McKinnon would have an impact, but is it enough? Is it enough that the depth doesn't carry a little bit?
I actually think McCarr would have the biggest impact, and I'm hoping it doesn't happen. I'm not wishing it upon him. So, but if McCarr was to be unfortunately injured, I think that would have a bigger impact than any other player in the team going out.
Likely.
It's just
because if McKinnon goes down now, the thing that used to be the case was that top line, McKinnon's the only one who could do his zone entry because Rantanen can't. Natchez is just as good at doing zone entry as McKinnon. And playing with Nichushkin and Lehkonen, I think Natchez would fill in for McKinnon just fine if he had to.
I think they could survive anybody in the forward group. But I think McCarr, and they would survive it. I think McCarr would be a negative impact. I'm not saying it would be the end of their chances, but it would. You can't take a guy like that out and not suffer a bit.
Yeah, you'd suffer, especially on the power play, because he absolutely quarterbacks that power play.
Now, luckily, he's not prone to being easily injured, so it would have to be something.
I think he's played every game this year.
Yeah, it'd have to be something pretty egregious to injure him, and I hope that nobody wants that for any player. Well, apart from one or two, but no. But I wouldn't want that to happen to him. But,
yeah, we're not talking Vegas.
No, exactly, yes. So let's take a look at fantasy.
Yeah.
So let me refresh this. Let me refresh tonight's standings. So in terms of totals, you are back on top.
Just barely.
2 versus 10, Mikey. So it's still a 3-way race. I'm still solidly in 8th. Solidly in 8th.
I've got to start playing my goalies again just because I can take a point off of Tay with the shutouts. I left 3 shutouts on the bench this week, 2 last week.
Crazy.
I mean, Hellebuck, Bob, and Blackwood are just throwing up 1 or 2 shutouts a week at this point against any inferior team. They're just not letting anything in. Yeah. Freaking Blackwood just shut out the Kings, a playoff team.
You know damn well if you played them, that wouldn't happen.
Then they're going to have 6 goals go up against them. Right. But I think I have enough padding in the percentages on the save percentage and the goals against that even if they had a stinker of a game, 1 or 2, then probably still not going to lose any stats there.
Yeah. So, but you're still on top. I think you're still doing pretty well. Let's go back to the season totals.
I've been watching it every day. It's very iffy. It's definitely Tay has a chance, Mike has a chance, and I have a chance.
Yeah, I think it's Mike you got to worry about at the end of the day. Tay's so overplayed on games. Yeah.
Right, so but he's got a ton of defense, and it's the category. You have to look at the categories where points can still be gained or lost. And like Mike is going to absolutely destroy everybody on the plus minus, whereas I keep going up and down. I need 8 goals to catch Tay for a point in goals, so I think I'm going to get there.
Assists,
assists. Everybody can catch a few people.
Assists to catch one of the bots. You might
right, but you could also have anybody catch one of those 2 guys and pull them down. But Mike's got like a 30 assist lead on the person right behind him, the bot right behind him.
Plus minus, you're not that far behind both Michael's nifty team and Smokey's bench warmers. So
and at times this week, I was ahead of them, and at times there were times when I was behind you.
Yeah. Where am I on that? Oh yeah,
right behind me. You're only 2 points behind me, so you can take a point off of me.
I've tried to tweak that. Yeah, I'm trying to get any point I can from anything. PPP,
yeah, now if it's a rotisserie league instead of a head-to-head league, so all of us play against each other at all times.
But you have got scope in PPP to catch the 2 teams above you.
So. I can catch the 2 above me that have played hardly any games, but I don't think the bots are going to suddenly start playing games.
No.
So,
shots on goal, you are it's a bit behind Cocho, but it could be done.
And Mike is trying to catch me. And Mike has been Mike has been sitting his players, or he's run out of players in certain positions.
I am still king of the hits. I'm 100 and what was it, 109 hits ahead of. I win the hits. That's the only thing I'm going to win. 109 ahead. The thing is, it's going to go down to the wire, I think, which is good for the league. It's good. But today,
it's just a shame there's bots.
Yes, it's a shame there's bots.
GP is total games played, and you have a maximum for each position of games played.
So let's look at yours, because I'm keen to see. You
may have to do it in the other view. Okay, no, you're fine there.
So you're quite a bit over in centers, but
But both Tay and Mike are out of centers. I think Mike is out of Night WG. Mike is out of both centers and right wingers, I think. Okay. So all he's got is left wing and D.
I think
I'm the only one that
drop Hellebuck in the goalies and pick up a center, and I'll take Hellebuck off you.
I'm thinking not, but I have dropped a whole bunch of people who would give me scoring for people who would give me plus minus shots on goal, hits, and so I'm probably not going to have a lot of goals coming, but I've got to get that plus minus up. So I picked up a whole bunch of players.
Yeah, Mikey's managing his team. He's leaving people out.
Well, he's forced to.
Center and left. Yeah, so Mikey, you've got some stuff to do there. You got to start playing some D.
There's not much left out there. I went and picked up all the D that could actually score anything.
Every day I'm looking and I'm like, nah, there's nothing there.
All the really good guys on D are injured at the moment.
Yeah. So looking at T is maxed out on CRW.
He's got a lot of left wing to go.
But
he's got the least of the defensemen of any of us.
So lots to play for. You're still top right now. I've been trying.
This is the first day this week I've been top. I managed to claw it back today.
I actually made
just for the show.
For once, I made the right decision, and I left out. I played Stollarts tonight, and he did get a good win with a good save percentage. I was like, which goalies do I play? Which do I leave them all out? Because they're shit.
It was semi-easy since I was the only one who actually got the nod for the night.
Well, I didn't know that when I picked them, though.
I would have played Shesterkin against San Jose
I'm practically
every day of the week.
Practically on the zero for all of mine. So, I think 8th is solidly mine. 8th place is mine.
Well, you're in a tie right now for it.
8th place is mine. I could theoretically do 7th or 6th, but I don't think I'd get any more.
Well, Smokey's still got a ton of games to go. He could actually catch a lot of ground in the next couple weeks if he's got anybody who can play. Because Smokey has played a lot less games. You have played a lot less games. And we're down to 10 games left for each team.
I'm on 740 right now. Smokey is 706, so he's probably going to pass. Yeah, he's got a lot of scope.
If he's got any players that can actually do anything.
Playing, yeah.
Let's look at his team real quick.
Smokey he's got Wedgwood, Markstrom, and Hill. Not too bad. Shifley, Sorelli, DeBrusque, Nikushkin. He's getting a lot of shots.
He'll get a lot of shots and a lot of points out of Nichushkin and Makar.
So those guys could pick up a bunch of stuff.
Just look at the shots between Makar and Nichushkin on any given night.
6 and 5. Yeah.
They just shoot away. I think
they should.
The craziest thing for me this year is outside of Onanen as my backup goalie at the beginning of the year, I haven't had a single Av on my team this year.
I've got a couple, I think. I'm in 3 leagues. This is only one of the leagues I'm in. I'm killing it in this other league. But I think I've got
go pick some up, Smokey. Everybody's dropping centers and left wingers because they're out of play.
It must be the other two leagues. I've got a bunch of Avs in the other leagues. Yeah, not in this league though. So
Nav brings up a interesting stat. This year, the only 2 wins San Jose has against a playoff-bound team, and they're both against the Leafs.
That's right. Yes. They own the Leafs. The Leafs are their bitches. So what? Oh, I've got Devin Tays in that league.
Yeah.
What's the story with Manson then? Injury.
He's probably out till the playoffs.
Yeah.
We thought that there was the slimmest possibility that they would put him on LTIR and try to get Landeskog a couple games, but you would have to waive probably Miles Wood and Parker Kelly as well, put them on waivers, and you don't want to give anybody a chance to pick up anybody at this point of the season. But you can only waive players who were on the active roster post the trade deadline.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of option to free up salary cap, so I don't think they're putting him on the LTIR, Manson. I think if he's able to go, they'll try to get him some rehab games right there at the end.
Yeah. So I had Devin Tays in this other league I'm in, and I had Mikko Rantanen. I had him before he was a star. I had him right from the start of the season in that league.
When he used to score?
He's got an assist tonight, I guess.
He has hit 30 goals for the season now.
He has, that's right. See, we got
just
a 30
27 of them came with the Avs, and then 2 other teams it's taken him.
I think he's got 2 goals.
He's got 2 goals with you guys.
One of them was an empty netter, though. So let's be honest.
He's not producing what he did.
He has looked better in the last couple of games, I have to say. He's starting he was put on this line, and it didn't. Everyone's saying, don't put him with Hintz and Robertson. Wasn't working. It's starting to get a little better, so we'll see.
Battle of Alberta is going to overtime. Well, I mean, the thing with Rantanen also is it's got to throw him off a little bit. He's played his whole career in one place. He got traded. Then 40 to 50 days later, he got traded again.
Yeah,
sure, he signed the contract and everything, but I mean, that's got to be a massive upheaval in your life.
It has had an impact on him. I mean, we forget these guys are still just in their 20s. They're still young men. He's never faced that before. It's taken him a bit of adjustment. He's gone from...
And I don't think he expected it at all.
Even if he'd just gone straight from Colorado to Dallas, that would have been a huge adjustment.
Which never would have happened. But
but if it had, it's a completely different environment. It would have been a bit of a shock. So,
and now that he's signed a contract in Dallas, he's probably looking for a permanent home as well, not just staying in a hotel for the remainder of the season like you might have in Carolina, or staying with another player, that kind of thing. So,
he can't.
And it's got to be a lot of
Pavelski.
upheaval.
He's retired now. Everybody used to stay with Pavelski, but he's gone.
So, I can understand why he may be a little bit slow starting with both teams that he was traded to. The thing is also, though, is it a situation of he was that elevated by playing with a McKinnon and a Makar, or is he just off to a slow start with a new team? It's going to take time to prove that one out.
He's starting to look a bit better over the last 2 or 3 games, and he is playing at a period where we've played pretty poorly as a team. Although bizarrely, like tonight, we're still winning. So it's
right.
So he's starting to look a little more comfortable. I think he needs to put more effort in. He's just not. He looks a little bit like.
Well, and he's one that steps up during the playoffs.
Well, that's
majorly. Nav has a question. Do you listen to TSN Overdrive, the radio show?
No.
Okay.
I don't. Good to see you, though, Nav. I will. I'll DM you. He was asking me a question, so we chat on DMs. So Twitter DMs.
He was asking me a question a couple nights ago, and I think I forgot to respond to it. But
yeah,
about the fellowship, and I think there was a little bit of Snow White in the question, if I remember right.
Dirty Brown.
But yeah.
So
I think we should probably get moving.
We should. I gotta go watch the end of this game. So, so it's been real. What are you up to tomorrow? You've got your show tomorrow. Political show.
10:30 a.m. Mountain Time. We've got the bullpen going on, and yeah, then Monday night comics, Thursday night comics, Tuesday night over on Mad's new channel, which is called Mad's new channel. And then Wednesday we've got the Christian panel on Carrie Smith's channel, and then the midweek hump with Shags. Friday Ascend and Art, and then we're back here. Staying busy.
Circle of life. The circle of life.
Yep. So, and then it's only a couple weeks, and then I get to go on vacation to Vegas and go see everybody. So
I wish I could go, mate. I'm gonna miss you all, but maybe next year. But this year I can't do it. But I will be sick as a parrot that I can't go.
Well, you'll have to watch the streams.
I will. But as for me, probably tomorrow we'll end up on Midnight's Edge After Dark and Tom's tier list show.
Which I believe is about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies, because it's the 35th anniversary of the first one, I think.
So that'll... I'm not sure how long that show can be spun out then, but
Oh, Tom will talk about the turtles for as long as Tom can talk about the turtles.
Yeah. So, but Monday on my channel, the channels, YouTube, Rumble, and Twitter, we're doing one of our Canon Film Club shows, which we've had a lot of fun with and a lot of success with, and we're going to be talking about the 1982 teen sex coming of age comedy, The Last American Virgin, which is quite an interesting movie when you look at it now. Less comedy, more brutal realism. But it was
never heard of it, never saw it.
Oh, it's quite a controversial movie, you know, when you look at it. But it's one of those, like Porky's and, you know, all those movies. It was Canon's entry into that genre. It was actually quite less comedy, more realistic.
Less slapstick and more.
Yeah. There was some real, like, some quite serious shit happened in it. So good soundtrack though, 80s new wave soundtrack, so pretty good. Tuesday night, Toxic Tuesday on Nick Visor's channel. That was a lot of fun. No idea what movie we're doing. I'm sure he's going to tell me. I think we're doing The One, actually. You know, martial arts movie. Yeah. The One.
Jet Li.
I think we're doing Jet Li. And then other shit will happen during the week. So that's it.
Cool.
It's been real.
Well, I have you all set to go over to Zax's chat, at least from my YouTube chat, if Zax is still going. So we will say goodnight to you, and hopefully see you in the morning for the bullpen. And if you ride out the rest of this, then it'll automatically redirect you over to Zax. Have a great night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.